Okay, for the activity number 1, we have this situation. A teacher wants to make a report card using the data that were saved in the sheet 1. These data should be automatically filled into the format as shown in the sheet 2 using the student ID number only. However, the following conditions must be met. These are the conditions. So let us start. So this is sheet 1. So these are the datas for sheet 1. So now, before we start, we have to first find now the average for the fifth subject, because it is given, or we have to find it. It's part of the instructions. So average for the fifth subject. So average for the fifth subject. So we have to use now the average, and then we have to use this subject 5, 6, 7, 8 as part of the average, or to get the average. Now we have now 78. So we have 78. So we have to remove the decimal. So drag it down. So we now have all the fifth subject, or the average for the fifth subject in sheet number 2. Oh. So next is we have to highlight this all data, and then go to the formula tab, define names, use name manager. We have to delete data first, and then this highlighted part we have to name it as datas, so it will be easier for us later. So we have to use the name data, so X. So since we did all that, we have to proceed to sheet number 2. So student ID. So we have to use now student ID. So we have to pick among this. So we use now A340. So we have to use A340. So that's the student ID. Now our task now is to put just the student ID, and then all of this part will automatically fill with answers. So for us to find out, we have to use the Vlookup. So Vlookup tab, and then use now B2 as a lookup value, and then the table array, which we named earlier as datas, and then the column number. So the student name, the column number for that is 2. So if you look at in sheet number 1, it's on 2. So again, false, put false for the exact match, and then enter. So as you can see, the student ID for A340, the student name for it is stud A340. So it's correct. Now, next is we have to now find the rating for subject 1. So we have to use again VLOOKUP. So we have to use VLOOKUP, and then again use the lookup value B2, and then the table array, which is datas. The column index number for subject 1 is 4, and then put false for it so that we could have the exact match, and then enter. So as you can see, we have the value. So if you can see 8040 in subject number 1, we have 76. So 76 subject number 1 on 8040, so it's correct. So now let us use now function 2. So we have to edit this B2. So this B2, please click function 4 so that it may look like that, and then enter. Then after that, we have to drag this down up until subject 5. So as you can see, all of the values for subject 1 to 5 are the same. So I have to edit one by one. So on subject 2, function 2, press function 2, and then this column number, subject 2 is on column number 5. So we have to replace this by 5 and then enter. Again, on subject 3, press function 2. The column number for subject 3 is 6. On subject 2, by subject 4, again press function 2. 4, and our subject 4 is on 7. So for subject 5, press also function 2. And for the subject 5, or the average for the fifth subject, it is on column 12. So let us see if they are correct. So student ID 8040, we now have 66, 88, 67, 70. So 68, 6, 88, 67, 70. So it's correct. And the fifth subject is 79. So next thing to do is get the average rating. So the average rating, we have to write this. Average. And then get the ratings. And then enter. So we have to remove the decimal on the 5 subjects. We have the only thing that should have decimals is the average rating. So for the description, we have to use if. So if use now this, the logical test is B6, and then write the less than, B6 is less than 75. Oh, sorry. B6 is less than 75, and the remarks for that, or the description for it, is failed. Another if is B6 is less than or equal to 100. The description for that is pass. So we have to use now another parenthesis so that it could be closed. Enter. So as you can see, 68, we have the description of failed because it is lower than 75. So we have to drag this down until the average rating. So you have to remove this, delete, fill it with white, and then according to the instruction, if we have a description of failed, it should be automatically highlighted with red. So let us use this or highlight this descriptions, and then use now conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, and text that contains words. So if we have failed with red, so okay. So as you can see, it is there now. All of these are failing grade and one only is pass. So if we compute that, we can have now an average rating of 72.60, which is fail. So let us now use another student ID to see if it's correct. 9046. 9046. Enter. So we have 79, 78, 69, 88. So 79, 78, 69, 88. 74 is the average for the fifth subject. Is correct. Okay, so thank you. My name is Victor Russell G. Makabuhay. Thank you for listening.